Yes, thanks for staying with us on the Sports Show Pod. We're going to talk about diving. So if you're going to go to the diving, you have to go to the top of the divers here in South Australia. Rachel Bugg,
the top
Olympic divers. Join us, Rachel. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Very good. Now, just recently I watched Red Bull diving on TV, and there was an Aussie diving, Rihanna Ifland. Now, I know you know Rihanna. She dove from 21.5 metres off a cliff.
That's
now,
crazy.
I know yours is 10 metres when you were doing your platform diving. The force of hitting the water, they say, is you're hitting it at 60 kilometres an hour when you dive off a 10-metre platform.
Correct.
So I don't know, I didn't look it up, but we'll guess it's close to double. So she's hitting the water roughly 100 plus kilometres an hour. What kind of damage could she do to herself, other than break a neck and die? I mean,
what else?
So clearly you'd have to land feet first. You couldn't dive at that height, could you?
Definitely cliff diving is feet first, and there's no way anyone could go, I'll say head first, but out. Arms are out, ready to break the water, but there's no way your body could handle that force. So, cliff diving is always feet first, but as for injuries, I can't even imagine how bad it would be because...
Multiple. You could break legs, you could break pelvic, you could
certainly... Oh, definitely.
I'm not talking about bad bruising.
No.
Legitimate life risk diving.
Yeah, indeed, there is.
Is it the same at 10 metres? Is it life risk at 10 metres?
If you hit it the right way or the wrong way, then definitely a lot of damage, but maybe not death, but unless you hit the board.
Do you think about that? When you're 10 metres up and you're getting ready to do your dive, are you nervous or are you comfortable because you've done it so many times?
Oh no, I'm nervous almost every time I'm up there. So a lot of the younger divers, I try and teach them that I might look really confident, but it's all kind
and
of...
you're only short too, so of course that distance in height is so much more than someone as tall as me. But you know what? I'm scared of heights, and I'm serious. Off the small board, I could dive. Off the big board, which is how high is the
10
big board?
metres?
No, the big board at the swimming pool. Is it 3 metres high?
Oh, the springboard? Yeah, 3 metres.
I have to pin drop off that, right? Now, isn't that weak as water? But is that the biggest hurdle for divers to get over, the height factor? What is it?
Maybe not so much the height. Like springboard is very different to platform.
Sure.
Like I know it's the same sport, but there's no way. Like I think springboard divers are nuts.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a lot of timing and rhythm and patience on the board to get their height and their rotation. Like whereas platform's solid ground.
Okay.
I think it's easier, but it's 10 metres high. So my biggest hurdle was actually going head first because I came from a gymnastics background, which is obviously do not land on your head. And then you get taught the opposite. We've got to land on our head. So that was kind of the biggest hurdle.
Well, it's interesting you say, because my daughter, who was in the gym program, had a go at diving, and with her good friend Kate Rosman, who I understand is still involved, lovely young girl, and that tends to be a bit of a feeder ground for diving, the gymnastics.
Definitely, probably 90% of our divers that come through have like some form of gymnastics background because you have that aerial awareness and you have some idea of where your body is in the air. So the biggest thing, obviously, like I said, is going from your feet to your head. So.
Watch the Olympic divers, Rachel. Is there a time for you competing where you're going up the stairs to get to the 10-metre platform? What's the process from the start point to the top? What goes through your mind on that climb up the stairs?
Oh, a lot of things. I try not to think too much because that's when you overthink things and you get more nervous and you're more likely to mess something up. But generally, just think about your key tips for that dive that you're doing. Your coach gives you a few key words, which is what you've done in your training your whole time you've been training in the lead up, and then we dry ourselves as we go up the stairs, and you stop at almost every platform, and you're waiting for divers to go before you, and then you just got to go through in your mind, almost like visualise your dive. A lot of athletes do that, and then you get to the top and it's your time to shine.
Okay, so your time to shine at the top. Okay, we come to the edge. We get to the edge. We're about to. At what point do you walk to the edge? You look down. You go, I'm feeling pretty good, or I'm ready to shine. What's going through your mind as your feet start to creep to the edge?
What was going through your mind when you got to the edge of that 10-metre board?
It's a hell of a long way down.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't know why I'm doing this
No,
anymore.
that's right. How did you compare your thoughts to that?
I definitely don't. I just get nervous. Like every damn dive I did up there is like, it's scary. But if you let that get to you, you're gonna, obviously it's gonna affect your dive. So you've kind of just, you kind of fake it. You kind of pretend like you're okay, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm good, and think of your key words, and you have your confidence, and sometimes you hope for the best.
And you watch the entry into the water. Can you, as you hit the water, as you break the surface, do you know in your head, wow, I nailed it?
Yeah, you do. So it takes a while, obviously. I dived for 14 years. But yeah, you hit the water and you either kind of messed it up and you stay under the water as long as possible so you need a breath, or you know you've done really well, and it's a nice, it's a good feeling, obviously.
That was the feeling I had on my jump.
Yeah. Oh, you should have seen him. He was just, you did the pin drop, didn't you?
Oh,
and it was sort of just starting to lean back.
Lean back, I saw.
Rachel
so
was
wish.
right next to me laughing.
Oh, well, yeah, I so wish it was 3 or 4 more metres. I reckon that could have been.
Oh, please.
Because we had it on camera, it could have
He
been
had a
great.
bruised coccyx bones for like a couple of months. I
yeah.
don't think, and if 3 or
That could
4
have
more
been a
metres,
viral
it could have
hit.
been a back.
It could have been nasty. We're talking about the 10-metre dive for you and the practice and the routine that has to go.
Yeah.
How do you practice from 21.5 metres? Surely you couldn't continually jump all the time to get into a routine to practice that dive.
That's a
the
really
body
good
would
question.
just get
Your
beaten.
homework.
Yeah, I need to go home and Google it. Or I could just call around. And I think, I don't think they train from that height all the time. They train from a lower height, as do we. We don't train from 10 metres all the time. We train from 5 metres and do one less rotation.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would assume that is the same thing for cliff diving. They would probably go to about 10 metres, and which in that case they can obviously go to a diving pool to train, because obviously it's 10 metres high. But yeah, I'm not actually quite sure how they train from that height.
For you, Rach, just quickly, is there a chance we could see you in the Commonwealth Games? Is there
another comeback?
A sparkle for the Olympics? Now, I sat with you when the Olympics were on and I could sense I need to get back into this. I need to get back into this. But then you go, my body's hurt from all the diving. Are you tempted?
Oh, definitely. I think it'll always be in my blood and I'd love to be there. But no, my body is not holding up with the training I'm doing now, which is like 3 hours a week. So I don't think
What
I'm making
What did you do at your peak? How many hours per week? I don't think people probably understand diving off a board what's required.
30 plus hours. So I mean that's
It's amazing.
30 hours training. That's doesn't include all your stuff like your chiro and your physio and all the doctor's appointments you have to go to make sure you're in one piece. So it's a full-time job.
60 hour a week.
It's a massive thing.
Yeah, and I think what it does is highlight whatever sport it is, you need to be absolutely passionate about that sport
Definitely.
to be competitive.
Yeah.
You can't fake your way through it. Amazing
no
stuff.
question.
Well
We need
done.
to go to a break. Rach, thanks for joining us. Will we see Rob Popplestone in cliff diving?
No.
Not a chance.
No.
We'll go to a break. Back with more soon.
Sorry, I touched my microphone.